Holding the jihad's longest grudge, the Cappadocians were the clan of death before they were usurped by the upstart Giovanni. Believed for centuries to be destroyed, the Cappadocians either took to wearing masks and calling themselves the Harbingers of Skulls, or a sub-faction of the clan named themselves Harbingers, generations before. Whatever the truth, the majority joined the Sabbat and worked aggressively against Giovanni interests. For many years, it was thought that both sides would never stop until one obliterated the other. But that appears to have changed with the family reunion. Despite the reconciliation and the acknowledgement of the remnants of the Cappadocian kindred, the Harbingers of Skulls, as they were, could no longer exist. But neither could the Cappadocians return to their former state after so many centuries of anger. As such, these kindred respond to either name, but they have become some synthesis of the two. Like all things, the past form has died and enriched the earth so that something new can grow. Greetings, kindred. I am voivodemekhet, and welcome back to our world of darkness, where we are just powering through the Loresheets in the Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Player's Guide. When I say Loresheet, however, I currently am working on the bloodlines, which don't really fall under the same conditions. These are only for Hecata, and they're handling some pretty intense storylines. Specifically, right now, we're talking about the Harbingers of Ashur. This is a mix of the Harbingers of Skulls and the Cappadocians, who were the children of Ashur. Now they are both. So there's lots of different stories. These could be very well the ancient kindred who were locked in Kamakalai and found out how to survive. These could be surviving aspects of the Cappadocians that found their way into the Sabbat to help. There is a strict storyline on how this goes if you follow specific aspects of the canon. I do not believe that the Harbingers of Skulls joined the Sabbat until the late 90s, early 2000s, around that time. Around the time that things started to really hit the fan as the Week of Nightmares and all that stuff was just up in the air. These kindred are the mortal enemies of the Pisanon. They also spent so long fighting against the Giovanni. But now they're sitting at the same table. Now they're trying to show their worth to the newly formed Hecata. I'm a big fan of the Harbingers of Skulls, and where they are coming from now as the Harbingers of Ashur is pretty interesting to look into. The Ashen Mask. You don a plain mask made of ash wood. For while you respect the traditions of the Harbingers, you care more about studying death than status, glory, or revenge. If a touchstone of yours is dead or dies after you purchase this lore, study of their corpse allows you to transfer the conviction they represent to another mortal, as if they died peacefully. If they actually did, gain 1 die bonus to the humanity test. If anybody else interferes with the corpse, you must test against Fury Frenzy at a difficulty of 3. This one's neat. I like lore sheets that interact with touchstones. So basically what this one's saying is, if a touchstone passes away naturally, peacefully, you do have the ability to go, well, look at this person. They remind me a lot of that. But if something violent happens to a touchstone, you tend to lose your conviction. It's sad, it's true, and it's necessary for this game to play like this. But this sidesteps this. If you have the ability to basically study the corpse of your dead touchstone, you can act as if they died peacefully. You get more closure than most kindred do. The fact that if they do die peacefully, you get even more benefit is incredible. And I like the way that it's done. More lore sheets for touchstones need to be out there, in my opinion. The gold mask. You don a rose gold mask because you strive to balance your existence between the living and the dead. Gold has connections to both wealth and alchemy, with golden grave goods sitting in the perfect intersection between the two. As such, you have the capacity to hide your actions and the actions of your coterie as you explore death. You have the equivalent of 4 dots of influence when attempting to cover up a death. This one's interesting because it implies a secret society. Now hear me out. I might just be jumping to conclusions on this one. You have a mask that you can wear that's rose gold, but it gives you influence to cover up a crime scene effectively, cover up a death. That tells me that there is like a secret society of coroners, or even people who work in like maybe crime scene investigation or police, that are willing to turn the other cheek on things, to just not pay attention to what's going on a crime scene if they see you. Tell me that doesn't sound like a secret organization. I personally think it does. What are your thoughts? Comment, please. The white mask. You don a bone white mask with not a speck of dirt on it, because it is the mask of a respected harbinger, lost in one of the historic purges. You speak for the elders of your bloodline, and most harbingers, and even other Hecata, listen to you. You add 3 dice to any social rolls against another harbinger, and 2 dice in any social rolls against another Hecata. This one's pretty interesting. This touches on the culture of the Harbingers of Skulls, the Sabbat faction of Cappadocians, necromancers that are feared. This lore sheet basically says that you have the mask of a dead harbinger who was lost in one of the purges. I'm not trying to basically just say what I already said. But it's such a recognized mask that people listen to you for having it. Did you inherit it? Did you kill the individual who you took it from? Was it gifted to you? Regardless, other Harbingers of Ashur respect it and will give you their attention. Other Hecata know that the Harbingers are just terrifying and therefore also respect it. Not as much, but a little. It doesn't give you status, it gives you social acumen. Interesting lore sheet. The obsidian mask. You don a polished black mask because you are more than just a vampire. You are truly half dead. You are a wraith that has inhabited a vampire's body. You may learn oblivion ceremonies without a teacher, and with half the training time, if you have one anyway, due to your experience in the underworld, but are vulnerable to effects which target ghosts, such as some oblivion ceremonies. You suffer a 2 dice penalty to resist these effects, but gain a 2 dice bonus when resisting effects that control your physical shell, such as dominate. This one's neat. And I feel that if anybody's going to take this one, it needs to be at character creation. Personally. I understand this is the 4th level of a mask, or of a lore sheet. And typically you don't have to buy them in any specific order, but if you're planning on playing a character that is a wraith in a vampire's body, that needs to be something that's out there, unless you're doing some kind of like psychological amnesia. You don't remember that you're a wraith thing, and then like the memories come back. I don't know. I guess there are ways of working around this, but this is a very, very interesting one. I like the fact that you're weak against oblivion ceremonies targeted towards wraiths, because in all technicality you are a wraith. But you also gain a bonus against powers like dominate. Anything that like controls your shell. Not presence. That controls your emotions. I want to point that out. There is a difference. The Lazarene mask. You don the mask, engraved in the image of one of the clan founders. For you, know the true secret of the Harbingers. Their crusade was never solely about destroying the Giovanni, but annihilating those who serve the clan of death. The final stage of necromancy is for all who practice it to die and become the masters of death. You incur no stain for any action taken in the pursuit of killing another Hecata kindred or any character who serves the Hecata. The Lazarene mask is horrifying because it basically marks you as an antagonist of your own clan. You can be a very slow, methodical, villainous character who goes in and kills off members of your own clan and their assistants, or you can go in and just hack and slash. But either way, you do not receive the stains for betrayal. You have a goal. You are going to see it out. And it's not about murder. It's about reaching the final step to necromantic practice, which is in fact no longer existing on the physical plane. It says you're killing them to become the masters of death. So perhaps sending them with all of their accumulated knowledge to the Shadowlands in that form gives them a better chance of becoming something akin to like a Death Lord or something like that. Who knows? Only you, who has this point of the lore sheet, know the true secrets of the Harbingers. Anyway, I found this one interesting because it is a series of masks. And aside from the fourth one, the obsidian mask, where, again, to me, it just feels like you should have to take that one at character creation. I guess if you're willing to say that a wraith inhabited your character and now you're a wraith taking over that, yeah, there are reasons to let things happen in a different way. But due to the fact that characters are encouraged to buy up in lore sheets, you just keep collecting masks and you wear them for different situations. It's a very interesting thing. The idea of the death mask, the visage of the dead, is it's a very interesting concept, and it's something that I'm going to end up mulling over for a very long time. Anyway, so I am voivodemekhet. Thank you for joining me in this this deep dive, effectively, into these lore sheets that are found in the Player's Guide for Vampire the Masquerade. This is our World of Darkness, and I will see you in the next one. Good evening.